Welcome back to another round of playing the Wizards with myself, Saruman versus Radagast. Okay, and we are at Hond in Guanur. And not Hod. I don't know where I'm getting the N. Hod in Guanur. Alright. So, if we bring Saruman in Isengard, then we are, then he's sitting alone in a ruin and lair, which could be trouble. Why don't we not do that? Otherwise, the other alternative would be to bring him in at Rivendell, but then he's up in Rivendell alone, and we would have to sort of leave him there and build up a decent company and then travel down to meet the others. It's just a thought. We have 4 long. We could bring him in. Yeah. What's going to be faster? If we can get everyone to Lorien, we still can't bring Saruman in at Lorien. If we could get everyone to Isengard, we could bring him in there, and then go to Lorien for a fellowship. That's going to be, what, 1 turn to pick this up. Can we move to Lorien from Horondor in 1 turn? Let's see. Horondor, Ithilien, Anorian, Rohan. We sure can't. No, we cannot. That's 2 turns, 3 turns of just Saruman sitting in our hand. Okay, we're leaving Saruman in our hand for now. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best play, but that's what we'll do. So, we will, so during our organization phase, we're going to stay in the same configuration, and we would like to get this hauberk. Actually, we would like to get this hauberk for Theoden, I think. I'm more concerned about keeping Theoden alive than anyone else. So what I'd like to do is pass this Shield of Ironbound Ash to Gamling. So let's roll for Theoden. All he has to do is avoid a critical fail. And he rolls a 7. So, okay, we've passed the Shield of Ironbound Ash. I guess there's no harm in putting Éomer under Theoden. Maybe he was supposed to be. I can't remember. But yes, so that frees up. That's 5. And I think we're just going to stay for our movement hazard phase. We're just going to stay here at Honden Guanur. Doesn't get any easier to pronounce every time I try. Okay, but that's what we're planning to do. So no one draws anything, but our opponent could still play a hazard on us if he so chooses. So let's take a look at that. Yes. So I think we're going to tap Dwar to bring Muster Disperses, Lure of Expedience, Lure of the Senses, Lure of Nature, and let's do 2 Muster Disperses in. We're going to bring these into the discard. Okay, and then we're going to play Vatha. So Vatha becomes a short event that lets you bring 1 hazard creature from the discard into your hand. Okay. Okay, we'll just leave him there for now. And then we could play a Landrake. 1 strike, attacker chooses defender. Yeah, it's 8. 1 strike of 8. So I suppose if we focus on Éomer, it's going to be 3 to beat an 8. Yeah, I don't want to hand them a point needlessly. They don't have any super weak characters anymore, so I think that's all we'll do. So they've arrived well, they they are safely there, and we draw back up. Light Drake. Okay. All right, and so we are here at the site, and they have a 1 strike, a prowess of 10 to face, and I think that I'll just face it with Aragorn. He's going to tap. He's got 7 prowess to beat a 10. He rolls an 11. Excellent. Okay, so Theoden is going to tap the site to play the hauberk, bringing his body to 8. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, and that's the end of the turn, and so we can discard 1 and draw up. What do I want to discard? We're heading into their turn. I hate to do it, but I think we're going to discard Marvel's Told for now. We don't have a Sage, and I'm not bringing Saruman in at the moment. All right, another Marvel's Told. Great. Wait, is that okay? And then redoubled force. Okay. That would have been nice to have a minute ago because it affects automatic attacks. All right, and over here, I don't know. I think I'm going to discard the Cave Worm. Or a Fin. Okay. And that's the end of their turn. So now we're back over here. We are at the Wind Throne. Everyone untaps. And we will go and pick up either the Men of Northern Rivanion or the Men of Dale. Both are in Northern Rivanion, and both are pretty easy to pick up. Basically the same level of difficulty for a man. And so so either Erkenbrand or Bjorn could get them with sort of the same level of probability. So I guess it really doesn't matter. It's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. So we're going to stay in the same configuration, and we're going to travel to, let's go to Dale. Okay, so the site path is from Grey Mountain Narrows to Northern Rivanion, Shadowlands, Wilderness. Is Northern Rivanion affected by? Yes, it is. So, well, not that it matters, but yes, so it is under that Reaching Shadow. We draw 2, our opponent draws 2. Okay. And Born. Cave Worm. Okay. Other side. Halbarad. And the Red Arrow. Okay. No shortage of things to do. I just don't know when we're going to be able to pick up Saruman. Okay. So, we have nothing to do against them, sadly. So they arrive, and then a really important question is, what do we do on this side? Halbarad is a sage. I really want more than a sage other than Saruman. I mean, we may just bring Saruman in at Rivendell. I don't know. I don't want to... Yeah, I really don't want to discard the sage. We need something to do, and the thing we need something to do. We need somewhere to go. Obviously, we could go from our current site to Lorien, but that's just going to be a total waste of a turn. Because I don't even want to place the Fellowship until we've got Saruman in our company. So we need something to do, and we need somewhere to go. But we're more than 4 regions away from the Gap of Isen, so we need something to do in between where we are now and the Gap of Isen. And the only thing I can think to do is to pick up the Men of Anorian. I would like to get the Red Arrow as well, but I really would, but I just think that, I think we, I mean, I'm not thinking we need either of these either. So if we discard those, if we bite the bullet and discard those, we've got, what? Well, I guess we're up to 8 then. We could, I think we may discard the red arrow if need be, but we don't really have to at the moment. So, okay. Let's leave it at that. All right, back to the other side. Okay, we're on this side. We've arrived in Dale, and now we also need to bring our hand back to 8. And I think I just don't see us being in a haven anytime soon, which, I mean, makes me question whether we need the fellowship either, but even more than that, I just question whether, well, the cave worm is also, I'm unsure. We certainly don't need 2 characters, so why don't let's discard Orphan and the cave worm. Leave different options open for now. And that brings our hand to 8. And now we will tap Erkenbrand, tap the site, and attempt to bring in the Men of Dale. He rolls a 6. 6 plus 2 plus his 2 direct influence is more than enough to pull the Men of Dale. Hooray. Now they're on side. And now we're at the end of turn phase, and we can discard 1 more and draw up. And the question is, do we want to do that? I really want to just find Radagast. That's the most important thing. Anything that's keeping us from that is not really helping us. So, I just think fog is not necessary until Radagast is out. So, Smog at home, and the elf stone. Okay. All right. And as much as I'd like the red arrow, it's just I think we don't have enough. We have too much stuff, too many resources in our hand at the moment, and not. Well, I could also. Okay, let's not do Forlong for now. All right, we'll lose Forlong and another fellowship. All right, fantastic. So once we get to a haven, we'll be sitting pretty. All right, and that is the end of the round.